I think we've got 6 of them.
Yeah.
We're missing one. Anyone think of what it might be?
Getting the body clean through fast.
Yeah, exactly. Cleansing and healing the body. Okay? Critically important piece. And one, unfortunately, that most people don't know the first thing about. Right? Most people, I mean, how many of you, I'm going to call it, made the mistake of telling the people in your life what you're, I mean, obviously if you're married, your partner is going to know, your spouse is going to know. But how many of you told other people what you were doing and had them ask you why you wanted to kill yourself? Like how you're going to benefit from starving? Like what was wrong with you?
Yeah.
Right. Have you considered checking yourself into a mental ward?
What's your motive?
Right. Right? Because people don't understand this. This very simple, basic process, which is a key for every species on the planet, every animal species, when sick enough or badly enough injured, will lay down and stop eating. But it's been completely lost to our culture. It's been completely lost to our culture. I mean, in virtually every religion, there are fasting days, right? I grew up fasting 1 day a year. I really didn't know I could survive 2. I didn't. I'd never done that. That seemed pretty radical. Okay? But how many people understand that the average human being can go 6 to 8 weeks without eating anything? Even those of you that are thin can easily fast 6 weeks if you do it correctly. Most of you. I mean, yes, there are some people who come in, emaciated. Fasting is critical because remember, the body is self-cleansing and self-healing. There's nothing we can take. There's nothing anyone can do to you to heal your body. We're self-healing organisms. Healing and cleansing are biological processes. So only the organism can do these things. Fasting is simply the best way to get out of the body's way. Is everyone clear about this? Okay? Critically important. Now, do you think, by the way, that this technology has been lost by accident? Was it an accident that this happened?
No.
It's not an accident. I'll share some history with you guys for anyone who doesn't know. Just about 110 years ago, the world's first billionaire, John D. Rockefeller, began investing in what was at the time a tiny new industry, pharmaceuticals. Okay? John D. Rockefeller didn't become a billionaire by taking chances. He liked to stack the deck in his favor.
Right.
Okay? So what he did was he formed the American Medical Association, which was the first powerful medical association in the world and which became the model for the world. They forced the closure of more than 70% of operating medical schools. They wrote the curriculum that medical schools were permitted to teach. And they began funding medical schools who taught the way they wanted them to. And so they don't have to police them. They don't have to say, hey, you're not doing this the way you're supposed to. All they do is they say, we've got $1 million grant for you, but we're a little concerned with the way you're teaching virology. If you can just change that and teach it this way instead, we'll be glad to give you this money. And if not, that's okay. There's another school that'd be happy to have the money. What do you think happens? They dictate the curriculum that's taught in medical schools and nutrition programs. They don't want nutritionists learning how to help people get healthy. How would that be for business? Do healthy people buy drugs? I've bought 0 drugs in 35 years. 0. The average person my age takes 5 medications every day in the United States. Okay? They don't want people like me out there. They want the average guy out there who's going to McDonald's and making other stupid choices. And they want to encourage people to make stupid choices, which is why there are now McDonald's in many U.S. hospitals. It's good for business. It's good for business. Okay? This is the plan. Think about it. They're not interested in your health. Okay? Medical schools, until the curriculums were rewritten by the AMA 100 plus years ago, medical schools taught fasting because medicine was about helping people get healthy. Medicine has not been about helping people get healthy for more than 100 years. Medicine, doctors, honestly, what doctors do, they don't know this, they may not realize this, but doctors are the salesmen for pharmaceutical companies. That's their job.
Yeah.
Okay, it's all about moving drugs. And I understand you may have a condition where you feel like you need a drug, but you want to be clear, drugs don't ever make anyone healthy. They're toxic substances that suppress symptoms. That's all. I said the other day, yesterday I think, people that take hypertensive drugs don't live a day longer. They've got nicer numbers. Okay? My father died of a heart attack, it'll be 10 years ago, in about 2 weeks. He died of a stroke. He'd already had 5 heart attacks. He was medicated for hypertension for 20 plus years. Did the medicine help him? Not really. Doesn't help anyone. Not really. Okay? So fasting is how we actually allow the body to heal itself. Every organism does this, and every other organism instinctively does this when it needs to, because they're actually living in their bodies. Most people I know live in their heads. They've probably never been in their bodies. Right? We have to really get into and fully inhabit our bodies so we can understand, properly interpret, and follow the messages we're getting. If your body's clean and it works properly and you listen to the messages your body gives you, you're going to do amazingly well. I mean, you can optimize your diet. If your body is still filled with toxic garbage, how healthy are you going to be?
It's going to stay there. No.
Well, I mean, you may be slowly detoxifying. But we have seen people, I think the longest that I can remember was someone who'd spent 22 years eating optimally. Yeah, and in fact, well, this is another person. This other person had been maybe 17 or 18 years, and she was a good friend. Still is. I don't talk to her very often. I don't see her at all anymore. But every time we communicated, I'd say, "When are you coming to fast?" And she'd say, "Why would I come to fast? I've been following the diet you recommend for, at the end, for 17, 18 years. Isn't that enough?" No, it's not enough. You're not able to clean out and heal the way that fasting allows you to by simply eating optimally. I finally convinced her to come. She missed her flight and got here late. She was fasted 19 days. She left a different person after 17, 18 years eating optimally, close to perfectly. She left here completely changed. That's what happens. Same thing happened to the woman who's 22 years. She actually literally said to me, "I don't really expect much to happen, but it'll be a nice break from my job and for my family." And then she came here and had this experience and spent the next couple months giving lectures about how amazingly powerful the process was for her. That's what happens. I mean, this unfortunately, it's probably the least well understood. In some ways, the most important, because no matter what else you do, if you don't get your body clean and deal with your emotions, you're never gonna be able to maintain healthy choices, and you're never gonna get to where you need to be. Your body's never gonna have the same energy. You're never gonna get hydrated until you get all the old stuff out of your system. Can everyone see that? What you guys are doing right now is probably the most important thing you can do for your health, because this is truly the foundation. This is like a giant reset. So this brings us back to where the body would have been at some point earlier in time had we made excellent choices the whole time. In fact, I'll go so far as this. Most of the chronic issues that people deal with, we dramatically contribute to the creation of when we use drugs and other things to suppress symptoms throughout our lives. Because every time we do that, let's say we have whatever, any kind of a sickness, our bodies are trying to cleanse and heal. That's what symptoms are. So what do? We take drugs to suppress the symptoms. The body couldn't cleanse and heal the way it needed to, and we just made the body more toxic and more dehydrated as a result of the remedy. If every single time that occurred, we simply fasted, had we done that up until now, we wouldn't need to be here. We wouldn't need to be doing 21 days and 26 days and 40 days. We wouldn't need that because we would have maintained our bodies at a much higher level all along. Can you see that? Mm-hmm. This is why this has become my de facto way of dealing with everything. Okay? I sprain my wrist, I fast. Okay, I break a finger, I fast. Anything that happens that needs to heal, I fast. I have clients that are like, oh yeah, I get it. Yeah, but what if this happens? You fast. That's the best way to allow your body to heal. Only the body can heal. This is the best way to allow the body to heal. Hi, enjoying my videos? If you'd like to learn much more, check out the Academy for Vibrant Living, where our Vibrant Health course will teach you everything you need to know to take your health to an amazing new level. And if you'd like to turn your passion for health into a lucrative career, check out the Health Coaching course, where you can become a professional certified health coach and help as many people as possible see amazing results.